starting with the massage?
How about starting off the massage? Yeah, just got a friendly grooming massage here.
How many times in your life have you had one?
I had massage. I have a lot
Like
of.
from a friend?
From a friend, yeah. I actually had 2 friends when I lived in Stockholm that we used to massage each other when watching movies. But that was a long time, 20 years ago. I really miss that. My current friends are a bit Swedish and stiff, so they don't want to touch other people and feel like. But I have no problem touching other people or massaging them. So, and we need more, definitely no more massage and touching in our society. So that's something I really appreciate. So the first thing I noticed, we should try to make it more comfortable, because once you're comfortable with it, it's no problem. So we bring it to Sweden, to Catapult, and everywhere we go. Let's do that. More touching and more massage in society. I love that. We went to a meeting with the Minister of Science and Technology today, and some investors and some of the speakers, and invited special people from all over the world today. And later we had a dinner as well with most of the same people and some extra people. And I was surprised about how friendly and open all this setting and conversation was. So I haven't experienced other places in the world, but where we can, maybe it's just a Rehan effect, where everyone gets invited everywhere when traveling with Rehan. But I felt really welcome and open, and could have good conversation with most of the people in the room about the future and the stuff we're doing together. So that felt like on a whole new level that I haven't experienced before. So if it's a Pakistani thing, we should definitely make that happen more, because we talked about, of course, coming with doing a Pakistani meeting in Almedalen in the summer in Sweden, where we can explore this further, how we can make an even more open democratic society where we discuss important questions together without throwing stuff and throwing pies at each other and doing polarization and smearing and slandering of other people. So that's not the way you behave as an adult human. And so that's one second thing I noticed today. And third thing I noticed today was, of course, the parrot. We went to a newly built mall here in Islamabad. So you, of course, want to show us this, because this is very new to you. And you asked us, me and Bertola was with you, and we had traveled to many places of the world. And almost all cities have malls of different kinds of various sizes and luxuriety. And the reflection of what the mall is. A mall is, like you say, it's a modern temple of our capitalist society, because we go there and we get our dose of temporary happiness and temporary luxury, or whatever storytelling we tell to ourselves in these temples of consumerism and both. And of course, I like it too, because I like to go look at fancy stuff and buy some stuff. I buy stuff, and we all do, because we need a society where we buy stuff. But this big challenge is to make it all sustainable, like a circular economy consumerism. Then it's fully okay to buy things that won't pollute and end up in a landfill, or that we have to burn in some way, because then we will run out of resources and pollute the earth within 100 years, and like it will not be nice. If you have seen the movie WALL-E from Disney, you can get the picture, like trash everywhere and an unlivable planet. So we don't want that, but of course we can have shopping malls where we sell our things. We need markets of all kinds where we exchange products and services, and this can be in any shape or form. But it was cool to see that, of course, we need a shopping mall here, because everyone in the city needs it, but we should be aware of how, when and where, what we buy in a shopping mall. And also they had the parrots there, of course. So I got a red parrot and a white parrot on my shoulder, and of course this is a very playful narration for me, as I call myself Captain. I just reminded me of an old commercial with Captain Morgan that's called Captain, Captain, Captain. And in that, of course, I had to have my pirate captain on my shoulder, because that's a type of captain, and it's just a reference to being a captain. I play with myself and my silliness in this way. So, but I just loved it. And we went, we went to another thing we noticed that we do 4 things here. I noticed we went to the National Incubation Center. That's correct. And at that we got a round tour and see what was happening there, and it was a cool incubator. I got if you ever been to London and Google Complex there or in another place, it's got the Google Complex, the Google incubator feel about it, the colors and the bus, the energy there. There was an open space. The cafeteria was open and open locations everywhere. So that was a cool
Slide.
Yeah, and I have 2 slides, of course, also. So we had to have a slide. I have my slide down this slide, 1-story slide. But it's a cool when you do playfulness like this. We need more playfulness in society. So that's what I noticed. And there was also the door that said, "This is the door to the future." And it's, of course, the narration of the door to the future directly spoke to me as well. So, and there were quotes on the wall. The Winston Churchill quote, "Never, ever, ever give up," and John F. Kennedy quote, "If not us, who? And if not now, when?" And so cool quotes and a lot. Yeah, you feel it may be a simple thing to put a quote like that on the wall or several quotes like that, but that does things with us. That affects us in a small or a big way, depending on your attunement to narrations like this. So these are things I noticed today. So thank you from Captain Future, and thank you all who is with me on Facebook Live as well. So I'm 2 cameras. That's why I'm looking at both cameras here. So.
What about the dinner and Munal?
More occasion. Okay, we also went up to the mountain. We had let's say a detour where we went to the other side of the town, and after half an hour, now we have to go back. So that's Munal downtown, and then so that was an 1.5 hour trip around the town. But we got to hear a story. But when we finally arrived, it's very narrow mountain road. So I went to Greece 2 weeks ago, and there were also narrow mountain roads, but there were no rails there. Here, at least there were stone rails, so that I didn't feel afraid that much. But the meeting cars was very scary for me, because I'm a little bit of a rabbit sometimes. So, but when we finally got up there, the fantastic mountain view, old city, and the restaurant there was an amazing feeling. You could feel the inspirational energy, and when you go to a place like that and have conversations with people, the conversations become more magical, because we should have more magical conversations. And an easy way to do that is in places that feel magical to us. And so this is a place for magical conversations. And yeah, that's what I felt about this place. And I met some amazing people there from the lift and the startup grind and everything. So we had a thing there where we met up. And if you're on my Facebook Live, you can see the pictures of all the things me and Bertola have done today. And we also filmed everything today. So many films. I'm going to put some of them to YouTube to share to everyone who was at the events today. So.
Dinner?
The dinner, yeah. And then we went to dinner with the people tonight. And like I said, it was an amazing dinner. 3 ministers showed up. It was the Minister of Youth and the Minister of Tourism, and the third one was Minister of Investment. So just showing up at the dinner like this, it was an amazing feeling. And the conversations around the table, I tried to listen as much as possible to the people actually speaking English, because not everyone was. But there was high-level conversations there. And that's very interesting to have that. You don't, even if you go to an event in Sweden called Almedalen, that is an open democracy event, where many of the politicians and business leaders and the general directors of all our institutions are there. It's not easy to get open conversations with all of them, especially not the politicians. Some of the other people you can get access to, but here you felt like they were really listening to you, and that's a unique thing for the world. I think we will definitely try to help each other in that, bringing you to Almedalen and making an Almedalen event here or something like. We need democracy festivals and democracy dinners and democracy conversations everywhere in the world, so we can build a better world together.
How was the hotel?
We went to the hotel that the dinner was at. Yeah, it was a classical, like, let's say, Western style hotel with the big fluffy what's it called, marble. marble entries and the soft mats, and so you get the good hotel, luxury hotel feeling there. So I love that. Especially, I love hotel lobbies because usually when I put mats everywhere in the corridors and the rooms, you can have soft conversations and it doesn't get loud, and that enhances your cognition. So you can actually have better or magical conversations in a hotel where I put mats everywhere, because that dampens the sound and that increases the amount of energy the brain can put to the conversation itself instead of having filtering out what everyone says. Yeah. And people are not really aware of that because they have had so many meetings with places with, let's say, bad sound design, with reflection and echoes and large conversations. You hardly hear what people say, and then you get tired in the brain and you can't really concentrate on the conversation itself. So that's something we have to think about. Sound design and sound pollution are the things people seldom talk about in modern society. I don't know why, because it's very, very important. See you tomorrow.